farmer. Wales. Caddy was a lady farmer. One day, she went to the forest to gather sticks for her fire. While she was gathering the sticks, she found a piece of gold and was overjoyed. She took it home, but she never told anyone that she had found a gold piece, for she always pretended to be very poor. Though she was so poor, yet she used to dress two of her children in fine clothes. But the others, whom she did not like, she kept in the filthiest rags. One day a man knocked at her door and asked to see her children. He sat down in her little room, and she went and brought the ragged little boy and girl, saying that she was very poor and could not afford to dress them better. She was very cautious and carefully hid her two well-dressed little boy and girl in a cock loft. After the stranger had gone, she went to the cock loft to look for her well-dressed favorite kids, but they had disappeared from there. Caddy repented her action of lying to the stranger, but it was too late for her to realize her mistake. The Cat and the Cradle. Netherlands. Once in Friesland, a baby girl was born in a family. The couple was glad, but the grandmother was angry and wished to kill her. So the parents gave the baby to a woman who took her to her home. The father secretly made her a cradle. The parents came often to see her. There was a cat in the house. She was very fond of the baby girl. One day, a great flood came. When the baby girl was sound asleep, the cat leaped upon her cradle and they floated off together. They swept into a place in front of a church, and the cat began to meow. In the church, a small boy named Dirk heard the sound and rushed to pick the cradle and the cat up. He took them to her mother. The baby was welcomed in the family. She grew up to be a beautiful woman and was married to Dirk. When their son was born, he laid in her mother's cradle. The cat looked after the baby boy just as she had looked after her mother. When the cat died, her statue was chiseled in the church, which stands there even today. The husband who was to mind the house. Norway. Once the man and his wife exchanged their work. The wife went out with the mowers and the man began churning the butter. He felt thirsty, so he turned on the tap. A pig came into the kitchen and knocked the churn over. He began churning again, but he had to draw water from the well. He took the churn on his back and went to draw out water, but the cream ran over his shoulders and into the well. He took his cow to feed on the grass on the thatched roof. He put the water to boil to make porridge and then went to the cow. He tied one end of the rope to the cow's neck and the other he slipped down the chimney and tied round his own thigh. He began to grind the oatmeal, but the cow fell off the housetop and dragged the man up the chimney by the rope. When the wife arrived home, she saw the cow hanging, ran up and cut the rope. Due to this, her husband came down the chimney. When she came inside the kitchen, her husband was standing with his head in the porridge pot. The Toad and Diamonds. France. Once there was a widow who had two daughters. The eldest resembled her mother as both were disagreeable and proud. The youngest resembled her father as both were courteous, sweet and beautiful. Mother loved her elder daughter and disliked the younger. She made her work hard a lot. One day the younger daughter gave water to a poor thirsty woman who was a fairy in disguise. Pleased with her, she told that a diamond would come out of her mouth at every word she would speak. Now the fairy's words came true, and the girl told the whole story to her mother. The mother sent her elder daughter to help the poor woman, but the fairy appeared to her in the form of a princess and discovered that she was rude and not service-minded. She told that a toad would come out of her mouth at every word she would speak. When the mother heard this, she beat her younger daughter. She left home and went to hide herself in the forest. There she met a prince and told him her whole story. The prince took her to his palace and married her.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.